Alright friends, welcome back again to another episode of Tactical Enlightenment. We have a new day here and a new battle. Just yesterday we defended, we fought a Northern Empire force right outside of Akalat here. There's a large Khuzait force already sieging, and as you can see now, our advanced Khuzait army has 116 Khan's guards, and that's not all, right? Our other companions have Khan's guard. We have an incredibly powerful army here, 586 guys. Of course, a couple other companions are on the way here, and we're up against 2,100 Khuzait. Now, fortunately, we do have the garrison helping us here, but the intent in this particular episode is to... Oh shit, I didn't think we were going to be down in the valley like this. Is to show Khuzait on Khuzait tactics, right? This could be something you deal with in your campaign, so I want to try to help you fellas here. We have definitely graduated. We've made dramatic improvements in our Khuzait tactics, as anybody who watched the last couple episodes can tell you. I won't spoil it, but let's just put it this way. The results were dramatic. I'm actually going to get rid of the first division again here. There's one person in it, so we'll run without a first division for another battle here. And I've got to formulate a plan here. Now, one of the benefits we have is we know the Khuzait's going to come counterclockwise and attack with horse archers. So what I think we'll try to do here is bait their horse archers into the valley, right? If they're in the valley, we'll be able to pound them with archers. And then eventually what I think we're going to do is do a clockwise swirl here, actually a counterclockwise swirl. And we'll move our troops counterclockwise as they move their troops counterclockwise. In other words, as they try to circle us, we will move the opposite direction. We will slow and impinge their movement of their horse archers with a cav shield wall, maybe even a sacrificial archer division. We've got this 4th division. And then what my main goal is to use then our 2 attacking horse archer divisions. After some skirmishing with their horse archers, we will then circle and destroy their vanguard. So I'm looking at it over there. They've got actually an awful lot of heavy cavalry, which won't be a problem, right? We'll be able to shoot them off their mounts using shield wall cav and horse archers. But what I want to do to start here, of course, is lure them into the valley. If you watch the previous watch the previous battle against the Northern Empire, we had great success by getting them to approach us downhill. Right? This is not something that a human opponent might do. Well, they might actually, but an intelligent opponent would not do this, right? The Khuzait in this case are likely to come headlong after us since they outnumber us 2 to 1. And indeed, their horse archers are barreling right through the middle of the valley. Advantage us, right? That means our archers are going to be firing downhill on them, and of course, we're going to be suppressing these guys with counter cav charges. Now, I've got to be wary of their heavy cav charging our flanks. But like I said, this is going to help dramatically because this will make it easier for us to execute our strategy. Now they're coming right for our archers, which is very bad decision, right? We've got like 100 archers on top of our horse archers, just lighting them up, and they're pulling out of here. But look how compacted they are too. So our horse archer divisions are divided. We have the 7th and 8th division, and that division of those horse archers is going to allow us enormous potential opportunities to flank the enemy compared to them having 1 horse archer division. Okay, they are charging with their cav. Look, all these guys are knocked off their horses, and so they're running around. Archers are running around on their own. So this cav here is basically designed to be defensive, to push back their cav charges, and now we're going to focus on their cav, try to shoot these guys to pieces. I'll definitely be supporting our guys here. Fucking asshole slashed me. But we cut down their lord here, and now we can focus on cutting down the rest of their horsemen. Their horse archers are starting to move up, but these cav shield walls are going to prevent a lot of damage from reaching us, and as you can see from this ridge, they can't even see our archers, right? As soon as they come over that ridge, they get shot. It's a modified peekaboo ridge. These horse archers here are firing almost free because not only are they above them on the ridge, but they have a cav wall line in front of them. It's almost like shooting out of a castle, where you have protection. So this horse archer division, I'm just putting it to a square and moving it sideways so that our archers can absolutely obliterate everything, just like they're doing, right? You just see the horses and the men being shot off their horses en masse. And now we're gonna, well, their main vanguard is actually kind of down in the valley. Right now, it's fine. I'm not in any hurry at all to engage that unit while we decimate their cav here. This is the 2nd division here. We're just holding these guys in either a square or a shield wall, depending on what they're facing. And I think it's time to start circling their vanguard. You see that mass of troops down there? It's lots and lots of archers and 200 infantry, which is unusual for Khuzait. Now, we have literally like 30 infantry or maybe 40 infantry in our whole army, right? Our total... my cat's coming after me here. It's going to distract me. Our whole army has like, I don't know, 30 infantry or 20 infantry. I'm looking up at it. We have 6, never mind. I mean, they're quasi-infantry, right? We've got some units that are, they have a bow and weapons. So what I'm doing here is just leading their horse archers with a shield wall, basically putting up it's almost like a guardrail over there to prevent their horse archers from circling our units. I'll have to watch them coming around the back here. In fact, they are coming around the back. So we'll vigorously attack these guys, right? We'll attack with prejudice these guys that are attacking us from behind. We're basically going to stop them from doing what we're about to do. Yeah, I don't know why I bother with my bow. I'm just not good with my bow. Much better with my glaive. Kill some guys here. But what we're going to start to do now is circle the enemy vanguard. Right now that we've really got an advantage in cavalry, they've got 400 soon-to-be-dead Khuzait troops down there in a relatively packed mass. Now, they do still have a lot of horse archers, but we're holding them off, right? It's like we're stiff-arming them, an American football analogy. We're stiff-arming them with our left hand, and our right hand, we're going to be punching them around their right ear, right? We're basically going to be flanking hard on the opponent, and they're not going to be able to stop us because we have 2 huge horse archer divisions. Now, I'm going to leave the 4th archers over there basically to harass the horse archers, and I'm also hoping they act as bait. Now, I know that's strange. They're all going to get destroyed, right? Those archers, 40 or 30 archers, actually it's like 20 archers, those guys are going to get killed, but we're going to be able to return the favor. So their horse archers are like, yeah, we're ripping their archers up. Meanwhile, they're going to come back, and this whole fucking vanguard of theirs is going to be gone. Now, I'm starting to drag cav through here intermittently because I want their their archers doing exactly what they're doing, right? I want them kind of running around panicked while we move our horse archer divisions into position. These guys are now behind them, and we can start bringing our other horse archer division. They're kind of doing double duty. They're kind of holding the enemy horse archers off too. I think I do want these guys over here. This is the 7th horse archers in front of us here. I want these guys shooting and attacking the enemy vanguard. Of course, I've got this cav division following me, so anytime I want, we can just use them to aggressively push back the enemy horse archers. And the response is almost the same every time, right? They tend to wheel or they tend to retreat, right? When they're charged by heavy cav, they don't like it very much. Now they're being held up and charged by heavy cav while they're being shot by horse archers. The enemy's vanguard is charging. It's like 200 infantry, but those guys have a better chance of building a house on the sun than reaching any of our units here, right? This 80 or 100 horse archers and whatnot, Khan's guards, are just going to rip apart this enemy vanguard. They've almost been reduced to like a sturgeon army with no cavalry. We've done such a number on their horse archers. So it's time to start swirling this infantry into a death mass here. Okay, so the 4th is down to 6 guys. I knew that our archer division was going to be bait, and they're paying the ultimate price. But at what cost, right? We've cost massive damage to the enemy, the cav wings, and now we're starting to really swirl on their main body of troops here. Of course, every once in a while we're going to fly in. I'm dragging a cav division behind me. These archers are actually charging, so they're moving up and aggressively attacking the enemy. That's going to cause even more consternation by them. Oops, I didn't mean to get off my horse. I see the enemy just got reinforcements, and it's probable at this stage that the enemy's down to middle tier horse archers, right? We've destroyed their main Khan's guards and main horse archer batch, and these infantry have no chance. These poor bastards. There's archers kind of mixed in here, but they have no chance either. So they're now starting to scramble. It looks like they're running back to their reinforcement line. Of course, we're going to pursue. Perfect. In fact, my playlist is a random playlist, and random, if you want to call it fortuitous, this Mongol throat singing song just popped up, which is absolutely perfect here. Okay, they've got a bunch of middle tier horse archers down here. Damn, someone hit me hard there. We're going to do some work on these middle tiered guys here, rip these guys to pieces. We're going to continue to swirl on the enemy forces here. And I don't do this very often, but I think with this song playing, with this epic open battlefield, so we're gonna continue swirling on the enemy forces here, and I think I'm just gonna let the music play I'm gonna shut the fuck up here and just let the music play for a few minutes. This is perfect for us just to swirl the enemy to death. In fact, I can do one better here. Spare a hand here and we'll mute our mic. Well, I'm back. I think we're live. I hope I turned my mic back on, otherwise I'm just mumbling to myself. But you see what we're doing here, right? Most of the enemy reinforcements are coming into the valley. We're just cycling and circling with horse archers and then providing intermittent cav charges sort of to offset their timing, knock their units around. These poor archers are down here just getting trampled by Khan's guards. At this stage, we have all of the best units on the field. They still have some good heavy cav, but that's just of no consequence. Right? And we're just absolutely fucking trucking their archers. The music is fucking perfect. I don't do that very often, but I think that was appropriate for this battle. I mean, absolutely. Just fucking ripping through their troops. Khan's guards just fucking swinging their glaives like they're fucking maniacal, bloodthirsty murderers. It's just a swarm of heavy cav, too. I mean, at this stage, we have the clear cavalry advantage. I mean, those archers in the valley just don't stand a chance. It's like they have unlimited reinforcements, but these are really low-level horse archers, right? That's one of the weaknesses, of course, in a huge battle like this, is if you have successful first endeavors, you still have Khan's guards, while the enemy has, what are these, noble sons and tribal warriors and shit, right? These guys are just cut to ribbons. They're all one shot or shot by archers and killed in 2 shots. And the screen is just completely, well, there's a few deaths, but it's almost a complete wave of red. They've got a lot of infantry in this next reinforcement wave, but I'm just going to keep our cav moving. I don't even know if our archers are in the battle anymore. I told them to charge like 5 minutes ago, but they're probably wading slowly across the battle. But at this stage, this is just a trampling Mongol style, right? We have, it looks like about 260 total archers on the battlefield right now, and the enemy has about the same numbers, but they're all low-level scrubs, right? These guys are they're wearing shirts, for God's sakes. These guys don't even have armor, and so it's just an absolute trucking. They seem never-ending, though. It's an incredible amount of troops in this battle. This feels like the enemy has 5,000 troops here, not 2,000. But nevertheless, we welcome it, right? It just makes it even more epic feeling. And this is like the fall of the Mongols here. They're just absolutely being cut to pieces. They're down to fucking recruits are now pouring in. These guys are trying to be brave for the Khan. The Khan is in this battle here. I'm sure he died a long time ago. And the full-on trampling is out as there looks to be a new Khanate in this area, right? At this stage, it's safe to say we have graduated. Our horse archer tactics are definitely becoming more sophisticated, and the poor enemy here is just left scurrying, running for the hills. Obviously not a perfect battle. We've had some perfect battles with this Khuzait army where we didn't suffer any casualties, but against such a large force, I think this still is a success. There's the archers. The archers are just coming up now, and they're getting some action. Look at, there's still Battanian fians shooting. That's amazing. And now it's all over except the crying, right? The enemy is just absolutely butchered here. They've got a handful of guys sort of holding out. They get a kill like every 30 kills. Our Khan's guards are absolutely trampling everything. Of course, if you've played Khuzait or fought against Khuzait, you know they do massive charge damage. And this many of them, right? It's just literally stomping everything into the dirt. So I'm going to finally get off my horse here, just take a few shots. This battle is over. And this was one of the worst massacres I've played so far in this series. I know we lost 152, whatever. I'll look in a second. I know we lost some troops, but considering what we were up against and how badly we were outnumbered, this to me is just as satisfying as a perfect battle with Khuzait. Their poor fucking peasants are down here trying to run around. I presume they're looking for an exit. They could just throw their weapons down and we'd let them join our new Khanate, but evidently these guys insist on they killed one of our fucking companions. So we're gonna behead some of these motherfuckers, kill our companions. Now they're gonna find how ruthless we are. These motherfuckers should have given up a long time ago, and instead they're fucking dropping our companions. Very bad decision. We'll use their fucking injured peasants for target practice here, and wrap this episode up. I think this might be the concluding battle in this series, friends. Again, I'm perfectly willing to make exceptions. If you guys have a recommendation, something I should try, some battlefield you think either you could use help or you think that I should try just because it would make a really interesting battle, feel free to make those kind of suggestions in the comment box. Like, you guys know that I almost killed my own companion there. You guys know that that I'm quite receptive to everything from constructive criticism to suggestions. Of course, I'm always improving as well, especially at Khuzait, right? I've only been doing this Khuzait series for a month and a half or so, and not even 100 losses against 2,000 Khuzait forces here. That's about as dominating as a victory as you could get. Mostly achieved by these devastating horse archers. Seems like most of them are still running around. I don't even know if we got reinforcements in this battle. That is just like an incredible accomplishment in itself to not even need them. Imagine the other units that are like, theoretically look at these poor dead Khuzait. Theoretically these reinforcements are like right over the ridge, like it's our turn, right? We're ready, let's go. And they don't even get to enter the battle. They're like Tom Brady's quarterback backup. You're going to be on the sideline your whole life. Not sure why the battle hasn't ended yet, but we'll run down these last handful of troops. It'll be interesting to see the kill ratio here. We only had like 20 or 30 Battanian fian chaps. I would imagine most of the damage here was done by our Khan's guards. And we'll have to see what it looks like here as we wrap this episode up. Do a little inventory of who did what here. Our companions did pretty well. I'm still really getting used to the bow. As you can tell, I'm just not natural with a bow on horseback. Companions are leveling up and shit. Even our scrub companions are getting better, right? These guys that I recruited specifically for this side series. Holy fuck. Beat that KDR. 856 kills they got, and we lost 2. 2 of them were injured. That is super. That's like fucking a supernova right there. And they lost 10. So 40. So between the two, they killed 1,400 troops and lost 12 Khan's guards. In our army, it was what is it, a 400 to 1 kill ratio? That is just unbelievable. Yeah, Khan's guard's an amazing unit. There's no question. It's probably overpowered. Most people probably agree with that. But here it is. Here we go. Right, ripping people apart with Khan's guards. We'll release all the prisoners. Of course, we're very magnanimous. We're going to take over and be very, very kind, except to those fucks who injured my companion at the very end of the battle. Those people will have drawn and quartered or something horrific like that. No exemplary loot here, even though, we took the Khan. Someone said you always get, the Khan suit or whatever when you defeat a Khan. Well, that routinely doesn't happen for me. So, what's this shit? Aserai. Okay. You fellas know I'm long-winded, right? I tend to talk when no talk is necessary. Of course, that's perhaps the commentator's job here. Fuck it. Let's fight these guys too. Actually, I was going to say we're badly injured. We're not badly injured. Look at we have 41 injured people in both of our armies. Our companions are beat up, but we'll happily take on this Aserai force. Of course, the power bar thinks that we have no chance. Let's see what they got here. Wow, that's actually fucking robust force. 291 palace guards, 94 Aserai Ferris, 103 veteran infantry. So this is an elite army, but just that should have told you something, right? This is an infantry-heavy army fighting the Khuzait. What do you think's going to happen, friends? We'll fight these battles back to back. I don't even need to make a new episode here. If this is going to be our defining moment in this series, this seems kind of appropriate to fight Khuzait and the Aserai with this little rebellion, so to speak. Our little new Khuzait Khanate, putting in our candidacy for the Khanate. I'm going to fight this pretty similarly, just with the exception at the beginning, we're dealing with Aserai Ferris instead of Khan's guards. Now, I think I prefer the Aserai Ferris for me, tactically, but there's no doubt that the power of the Khan's guard, and I clearly am just starting to sort of scratch the surface on how powerful this unit is immense, right? We'll shift a few captains around. It looks like for some reason some of our captains, they're probably below 10%. Just like your own character, if units are below 10%, they don't get to enter the start of a battle. But we have a largely undiminished force here. Of course, they all get, 2 quivers, right? 2 quivers full of arrows. So all these guys are ready to go again. The sun is lower in the sky, but it's the same battlefield. There's probably buzzards just now landing on the huge amounts of carcasses of the Khuzait that we destroyed here. So onward, right, into victory. I better make sure I'm recording here. Hold on. Okay, we're still recording. What a disaster it would be if my audio wasn't part of this. And a very similar strategy, right? We're going to circle around them here. We're going to fend off their heavy horse charges with heavy cav, playing defensively, letting them come to us. Of course, they attacked us. They're very excited because they outnumber us about 2.5 to 1, and that's just not gonna help them at all. Of course, I'll remind you, I narrate these live, right? There's always a chance we lose this battle and I look like a fucking total dipshit. But based on that last battle, I like our chances here. I'll wager some money that we don't lose this battle. I've got my cav there shoved up against a nice rock wall. That's going to make it even harder for the Aserai Ferris to get in there. Of course, they're holding that ridge, so our units can shoot down and they have a hard time even getting to our horse archers. Let's open fire on these bitches here. We're going to circle around on them too. That way we can fucking trap them, slow down their movement, and really obliterate them down here. It's nice because they're below us. In fact, these are traditional horse archers. The Aserai has their little shield, sword, horse archers. These guys are like basically weakened versions of Khan's guards. They're actually really versatile. Like when I have an Aserai campaign, it'll be fun to use them because they can play very defensively too, right? It's horse archers with a shield. I'm quite sure that's the only main unit from a kingdom that has a shield and sword as a horse archer. It feels like we outnumber them. It just feels like we have more troops, even though that's definitely not the case. I think that's because they have such a huge infantry vanguard. Look at that. It's 415 troops in their infantry vanguard. But look at how many of them don't have a shield, right? Palace guards are wonderful units. I would say this is a nightmare for them, though. They're fighting an army that has thousands of arrows just waiting to be shot into their necks. I'm trying to think of what I would do in this battle if I was facing a huge, sophisticated Khuzait force with horse archers and I had palace guards. Well, I don't actually know what I would do. You would have to try to concentrate your forces and somehow hope they came to you. But this is a little bit like the Spanish, from the Spanish Armada, waiting for the English ships to get close enough for them to board. The Spanish actually, for some reason, they thought the English were just going to sail close to them so that they could board them with their giant amounts of troops, these tercios and whatnot. And of course, the English just pounded them at range with broadsides. It's like one of the most incompetent war strategies I've ever seen. All right, so we're going to start to swirl just like the last episode. I'm more comfortable doing just like the Khuzait do. Their infantry just reached our cav line, so we're just going to start moving our cav. All these palace guards are largely obsolete, or their ability to kill is completely removed by the fact that we're running by them at a horse at 25 miles an hour. They're going to get a few kills. Their veteran infantry, of course, will spear guys and stand them up, but we're just not going to be in one spot very long. We're going to pound these guys with arrows. We're going to keep our units at range. And by the time the palace guards actually do get to have combat with us, they're going to be so weakened that they're fucking just completely trampled to death. I'm reforming some cav lines here to help us deal with all these Aserai Ferris. These guys represent a problem. They're heavily armored. They're throwing javelins that do major damage, and then they spear you, right? We want to, just like the first battle, this is the priority. I just got to keep my units moving from that huge infantry vanguard. We'll just kite them, deal with their horse archers, deal with their jav cav, deal with their Ferris here, and then we can eviscerate this infantry force. Basically, this infantry force represents no threat to us because of this battlefield, because of our ability to kite. If your kiting ability is as fluent as we've gotten ours, infantry in big blocks like this, frankly, are just they're McDonald's Happy Meal. Like they're just it's death, right? It's automatically death. If you fellas are still eating McDonald's Happy Meals, please don't do that shit. Please research some nutrition and eat some food that'll actually propel your body and your brain positively. Still skirmishing here with their horse archers is actually a lot more troops than I thought they had. They have a lot of horse archers, despite the fact that they have 400 infantry. So we need to focus on these guys a little bit. But these guys are weak compared to our horse archers, right? We still have Khan's guards. Look at the death spam. And we're killing Aserai Ferris, but we're also killing an awful lot of their tier 5 and tier 4 horse archer. That's a lot less threatening than Khan's guards. Keeping our units moving here. I'm keeping an eye on their vanguard. Their vanguard, again, continues to haplessly just kind of wander through the valley here. They literally look like people who are stoned and no idea where they are or what they're supposed to be doing. I'm keeping a cav shield wall just like the last episode, basically on our far left flank there. And the division, that job is strictly to slow down and repel their horse archers and jav cav from doing major damage to us. You notice our motion here. I continue to swirl us counterclockwise. In fact, I can put some of these archers over this ridge, and they'll have a bit of a peekaboo ridge on the enemy. I don't think their infantry will chase all the way over there to get to those units. But we'll see. If they do, right, we'll just keep kiting. Shoot them in the back. Again, I realized the futility of pulling out. I can't move for some reason. I realized the futility of pulling out my bow. I will probably pull out my bow later on when we're working on their infantry. And I see their infantry roaring over the hills. They're all excited. In fact, they'll probably let out a charging cry here, war cry, rah! And all of them will get shot to death. In fact, you can see the death spam. It's killing infantry. I can kill some of these guys too. They don't have a shield, right? They have a huge amount of palace guards. And listen to the arrows, just hammering them. They get close to us, we move. It's a simple recipe. Now we're just totally swirling behind them. I'm tempted here to drive my cav right through the center, but we'll probably suffer significant losses. I really don't want to do that unless... Yeah. Unless we have to, I really don't want to send our cav straight through that. There's enough veteran infantry in there that they're going to stand a lot of guys up, and then the palace guards are going to go to work. So we'll keep our units at range for a bit. We still have plenty of ammo in our horse archer units and our archers. On the other side, just like the first battle, the archers are attracting a lot of attention from their cav, their horse archers, and that's good, right? Because it allows us to focus on their vanguard for a minute. We just lost all of our companions, and that's because a lot of them, I think, were in the 4th Corps. It is what it is, right? It's a good trade-off. Killing this 400 or 500 person vanguard to lose 4 or 5 companions is always a trade we'll make. Yeah, look what happens when you drive in there, man. Those veteran infantry stand you up, and then the next thing you know, you got to be careful an axe doesn't find your carotid artery. So both horse archer divisions fully circling on the enemy now. I've got a heavy cav division that I'm just dragging around. That way every once in a while we can do a little drive-by charge. But you can see at this stage how fucked this infantry division is. We have surviving archers coming over the hill now on charge, and what that'll do is basically send those guys into battle. I don't actually want them pushing into the infantry. I just wanted them to get close. And now the swirling begins, right? We're just going to start circling around the enemy here. An occasional repositioning of one unit. We'll move a horse archer division over here. Occasionally they're going to take like a javelin or lucky shot. But the enemy doesn't have any archers anymore, right? The archers are all dead. Most of their javelin cav is dead. They're going to get reinforcements, of course. In fact, they just got a bunch of archer reinforcements. But it's not going to be in time to save these guys. It's time to start finishing these guys off. It'll be worth the handful of casualties to just drive cav through here. You see guys racking up kills. Of course, we have archer support as well. So 97 archers over there. They've got 250 more infantry coming in. So this is an unusually infantry-heavy Aserai force. Look at these poor archers are trying to scramble. Yeah, you guys are fucking trucked, run over, and charged by tons of cav. I realize that ruined tower over there is kind of it's almost like a fucking synonym for what happened here to the Khuzait Empire. We've just come in here and completely ruined their kingdom. They were proud and tall like a big, beautiful tower, and now they're standing in ruins after 3 or 4 battles with this ferocious horse archer force we have. So I like to send archers over to the far side, horse archers to the far side while I'm over here, right? That just automatically encircles the enemy, right? If they come our way at all, we just simply pull to our right, and then we have enemies on, or we have allies on both sides of them, right? Just like this. Now the enemy's fully encircled. Now I can whip my bow out. There's a lot of archers in there as well, so we're going to take some losses, but if we keep moving, it won't be too bad. We can get a little arrow practice here. I definitely need a lot. Mostly I'm not charging in right now because I'm controlling these cav, right? When I see archers, though, we're going to aggressively attack. In fact, we'll swing it right through this mass of archers. These guys are all trying to reload here. I'm just going to cut down every other guy. A little bob and weave. Those horse archers are pounding them. Our archers over there, they still haven't reached. Those guys are getting low on ammo, but they're still shooting. That's Battanian, fian champs, and whatnot from the first battle still that are pounding this Aserai force. And now this Aserai force is very much in the same situation that Khuzait force was, right? They're being surrounded. They're starting to get down to middle tier units. We just killed their queen or whatever she was, fucking Lord, Sultanate, Sultaness, Chalia. She eats shit. Now we're going to charge down their archers. They've got a handful of horse archers here, but these guys, this is like 12 horse archers. It's like that scene in Crocodile Dundee. That's not a horse archer division. This is a horse archer division, right? We've got our 200 cons guards or whatever. It's about 175 men right now. We can charge these guys. I mean, at this stage, the enemy might even rout. What was this, 1,200? And the palace guards are still alive. These guys are hard to kill. They're not all palace guards now. Some of them are downgraded to the Mamluk guard, which is their tier 4. But I think they might be routing off this battlefield. Again, like that first battle against the Khuzait, this has been so destructive and frustrating for an infantry-heavy army that they're just running for the hills. Look at these are tier 5 archer gals. We can shoot them in the back here, these cowards. But this force was butchered so bad that it does look like it's routing off the battlefield. And this is top tier infantry still, and they're routing. Right? These are tier 5, tier 4 infantry, and these guys, they're routing because they just can't get any kills. Right? We're so difficult and so evasive that the enemy is just fucking frustrated. Guys, look at like that guy's running around, and he gets shot to death. I mean, it must be so frustrating. Now, someone watching this battle, right, who has a hard time with the Khuzait, right? We have videos on how to deal with the Khuzait. You know, I have several videos, and there are various different things you can do. Of course, if you have your own horse archers, I would say rewatch this. This episode. I'm going to combine these two battles. This would just be one long episode. I would say watch that first battle again, and hopefully you can glean enough from that. A big key is using some of your cav defensively to counterpunch, right? To hold up their units, slow down their enemy horse archers from pursuing you, and then shoot them full of arrows, right? Once their horse archers are standing still, much easier foe to face. And this is very appropriate. I just realized that this is the battlefield that I started the Horse Archer series on. I don't actually remember what the circumstances were. What is this fucking guy doing? Fucking insolent fuck, attack the Jarl. You can catch one in your fucking feet for that. But this battlefield is where this whole campaign started, right? And I'd say this whole campaign, this 10 episodes, it'll probably be 10 to 12 episodes. 38 losses, so even more devastating than that Khuzait battle, right? We had 4 guys die. All these, and this is with mediocre companions too. I shudder to think what would have happened if we had our full companion. If you didn't know, a lot of our elite companions are actually in a city, and I just have them sitting there like waiting in a tavern for us to conclude this mini-series. Ironically, I didn't want to have too strong of an army for this series because I was afraid we would just annihilate armies like this. Well, we built it up. Even these low-level companions, of course, are leveling left and right. By the end of this mini-series, we have literally like 250 cons guards. We'll take large bags of Druids, sure. But we're going to wrap this series up. Again, it's not over. Like I'm willing to do a couple more episodes or specific episodes if you guys want. Anytime you guys want to see a specific something or other, a specific challenge or battlefield fought on, you guys just let me know. Like I said, I'm very receptive to stuff like that. And if you've made it this far, you know, congrats. This is a long episode, but a couple of epic fights where we put serious beatdowns to strong forces. Now, this gal's been a big part of it. Look at her medicine skill, right? 301 medicine skill. That certainly helps, right? So we obviously have some advantages here. My character's level 55, right? So we're an elite army. I don't want people to think that we're doing this with mediocre troops. All that said, if you want to see more tactics, please subscribe, right? We are Tactical Enlightenment. That's what we do here. I appreciate all the compliments, all the comments, all the encouragement over the last year. You guys are great. Hit that like button, please, and I will see you guys next time.